Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Okay. I am looking for, hey, Juanita. So if you see me looking over here, I'm looking at your comments. That's all I'm doing. Good afternoon. I don't like this. I don't like this. Let's see if we can do it this. Oh, I can read it so much better there. Let me do it this way. I'll just be looking down. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to where are we? Oh, yes, Facebook Live here at the Beehive. Hope everyone's doing good. I'm just making sure what we got here. Okay. Oh, good, Dolores. I'm glad. I'm glad. Okay. Um, Congratulations. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sunday Night Live here at the Beehive. Today's just kind of a hodgepodge. I don't have a whole lot. I'm just been yeah, stuff. Life, work, pain. It's all here. As you can see, I still haven't put my samples back up from Baby Lock Tech. So shortly after I got back, I slipped and sprained my ankle. So I've been a little lazy. I have been getting stuff done in the sewing room, but I haven't I shouldn't be climbing. Let's put it that way. So that stuff's not up. So it looks really weird right there to me. That's just so bare. I hate that. And my hair's doing all kind of crazy thing. I got big hair today. Okay, so what are we going to go over today? Well, one thing I did want to go over is the crochet designs in the new Altair 2, Meridian 2 machines, or the upgrades, if you got the upgrade. And it's just some tips and tricks that I learned. It's really, I think I've mentioned a little bit about it, last time we were here, but it's a really cool technique in the machine. Why not use it? Why not have fun with it? And so I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. The other thing is Q&A. So if you have any questions right now about something you're doing, if I can answer them, I will online. If not, I mean on live. If not, we'll get some answers for you. Yes, the Baby Lock site is still being worked on. Go in with grace, because I don't know if you've ever tried to build a website, or which I've never built a website, because the web page that I'm working on is pretty much made for me. But when you're a big company and you're trying to make a brand new website, it takes a long time, and it takes a lot of trial and error. So let's be nice to them. They really are working on it hard. I do know that. Are the crochet designs going to be available on the Solaris? I have no idea. So here's the thing with upgrades and updates, or let me start over. Upgrades. There always has to be something different on each machine. And if you think about it, it kind of makes that machine special. So I'm really not quite sure if that's something they're going to offer on the Solaris, because there's so many cool things on the Solaris already. I just know that Baby Lock was listening for a couple years to people who had Altairs and Meridians saying, hey, what about us? Why can't we have an upgrade? Why can't we have more fills? Why can't we have cool stuff? And, sometimes that specific thing is just specific to that machine, because it makes it special. So I feel like I'm sitting on my legs, so I feel like my shirt's like tilted. I'm trying to stay straight, but so I don't know. And I usually Okay, 1 second. I see something pop up. And we did say that very loudly. Yes, Patty, I mean, they think that, a lot of people may have thought that Baby Lock wasn't listening, but I know they were listening, So I saw Friday, it's just new downloads not available, and they're going to let me know when it's available. Okay. So I honestly don't know. You really, because I'm a kind of a contract worker for Baby Lock. I don't hear all the stuff that other people hear. So, it would be cool, but I hope that my long explanation is an answer for you, a good answer for you. Okay. Yes. Hey, Cindy. Yeah, Patty, and I'm glad they did it because I'm a Meridian owner. Although I do have both machines, but if in the beginning when I was just a Meridian owner, I was like, yes, files would be, or fills would be great. Um, uh, Gotcha, Patty. That's funny. Let's see. And then yeah, there's been new updates, there's been new stuff happening. I haven't even updated my Solaris yet, so I don't really know how that's going. I know I've heard that sometimes some people are having a little trouble with it, but I haven't even played with it, to be honest with you, because I've been sewing on my Solaris. So I've got the Solaris set up over here to sew and the Meridian over here to embroider. So yeah, and that's something you should do. If you have a combination machine, let's just spit that out real quick. If you have a combination machine, doesn't matter what brand, this is a good tip for you. So let's say you bought this awesome combination machine for sewing and embroidery, and all you're doing is embroidering on it. You're not sewing at all. Something happens in there. I don't know what, because I'm not that techie, but something happens in the machine where the sewing, when you go to use it, it's like, ugh, it just doesn't work right. You need to use that every now and then to keep it healthy. Let's put it that way. Let's keep our machines healthy. Give her a workout. So make sure you do that. And I hadn't done that in the Solaris in a long time, but I've been working on a lot of projects, which I'm excited about. And, you'll hear more about them later. That I love the sewing on it. So that's what I've been doing. Should I jump into that? I think I have. Now, I think I will. Okay, so we're going to jump into all the Birdie, it went well. New hoop recognized. I've got to get that new hoop. I got to use it all at Baby Lock Tech, and let me tell you, it is light. It's big. I love that hoop. Maylin, I'm not quite sure about that. If you have questions about anything that's something I can't really answer, like the welcome home, how to download those, where to get those, please contact Baby Lock. I don't know if you've ever had a reason to contact Baby Lock, but their contacts, the people that help people out on the phone or however, they're amazing. It's not like you're calling a big corporation and they ship out their telephone calls to someone in another country or in another state. I got to tour Baby Lock. I saw them working. It's cool. Those people are so knowledgeable and they're so good and they will help you. Yeah, they really are. Shirley says, a little cleaning my room and using my 27-year-old machine. Surely it is hard when it's not here, isn't it? It's like your child. These are my children. I didn't have kids. I had sewing machines. It was very uncomfortable, but no, I'm just kidding. Okay, let me show you something that I want to see if there's going to be would be any interest in a little coming up class. I want to have it on October 7th. That's a Saturday. Now you do, this is for an IQ designer class. Okay. So you have to have a machine that has IQ designer or a brother like machine that has, design center in it, my design center in it. So, and you could possibly, if we get Jory involved, design this in palette. Maybe I'll have her, if she has time, come on during that. Hey, Jory, I just saw you're on. I'm what do you call that? I can't remember what would you come work with me on Saturdays? Saturday the 7th. Maybe we can have her pop in and do a little palette moment to show you some design work on it. So it's okay. So remember, my classes, it's been a while that we've done a pay class. It will be a cost. I don't know what it is yet. But it's going to be Halloween based. And Jory already knows what it is. She's seen it. Usually what I do is I'll have a Zoom class, which means that you can talk to me, you can ask me questions as we're going along. And then we have a Facebook group that I will upload that class, that whole video, hours and hours of that video, and you can rewatch it whenever. I don't put a time limit on it. So as soon as you sign up for the class, I will have a Facebook group that you join, and you will get a Zoom link. So there'll be 2 different links. So in that Facebook link group, you can keep going back to it for as long as you want. All right, it is. Are y'all ready to see it? I'm so excited about this. Now the fabric, as soon as I did it, I sent pictures to Jory and to Ashley, and they were like, and the fabric I got from Ashley's store, or her online store, Dogwood Quilt Company. So we'll have to see if you want this. It'll give you time. If you want this fat quarter bundle, get with her and let's see if she has any more of it. But y'all ready? Okay. It's my take on a Dresden plate. If you don't know what a Dresden plate is, look it up. But mine is a little different. Ready? Oh gosh. Okay. It's a coffin. It's a coffin Dresden. How cute is that? And now I designed this all in IQ Designer. It's like a cute little flower. And it's, I know, isn't it cute? So it's got the background, it's, so Phil's, Stacy, I know, I wish I got more into it, but, I ended up just turning this into like a little wall hanging, but you could make it into a pillow. You could make it into anything you want. Now here's the thing. It will probably be an almost all day class because it takes time to position these as perfect as possible. Remember, nothing's perfect. You can even see that the spacing is a little bit different, but do I care? I don't care. But that's the part that takes the longest. But is it not adorable? So I love it so much. And I just used IQ Designer to build the whole thing. So if you are interested in that class, I'm going to put some information up about that, hopefully tonight. If I don't get it up tonight, it'll be this week. So yay. So that's what I kind of give y'all a little snippet of earlier this week. Yeah, it's so cute. It's really cute. And again, you don't necessarily have to come to the class. If you pay for it, you can, I'll send you if you missed that class, you can, if you pay for the class, you can join the Facebook group and the video will be there. I will write up some directions for it, so that will be available too. I will not put the design in there, that you have to design it yourself, because this is a great way to learn how to use your machine. Oh, you know what, Patty? Patty, it's funny you said that because that's what Ashley's mom said. Ashley's mama was like, you got to turn that into a turkey. So I'm gonna be working on the turkey too, because I think that would be so cute. So yay. And I will post up a link. And let me see if Ashley has any more of that fabric if you want to do it, something like that. It's so funny. I was showing my mom today, and Jason said, Anna's the only one I know that would use pink in Halloween. He's like, where's the orange? My mom's like, it's right there. See, there's her orange. Exactly. So cool. All right. So I'm excited about that. I haven't done a class like this in a long time, and I think it'll be so much fun. And, and I get to spend time with you guys because I love doing it the Zoom way because I actually get to meet you. And I love that. So and I saw that Jory said she's in, so I'll get with her and see if she can do a little demo on palette, if you have palette, to see how to design it in there. Yeah, pink hollow. Yeah, yes. Halloween should be pink and purple. Yes, it should. It should. Who cares about orange? But it's really cute and the fabric's adorable. Yes, Patty, you can totally use any color you would like. Make it yours, absolutely. So, yeah, okay. So let's see. So there were a few questions. There were a few questions that I've seen kind of trickle in and out, and I'm going to go over that today. There was one about the embroidered what call buttonholes with the buttonhole designs that go over them. Now, I'm not going to stitch them out, but I will definitely talk about that. So if you have any questions during tonight's live, we're going to try to, go about an hour, which we started at 5-ish. Then yeah, we'll go through some questions for you. Some of them, again, I may not be able to answer, but I can find out answers for you. All right, so let's talk about the crochet designs real quick. And I'm going to jump over to the Meridian here in a moment. But what are they for? Anything you want them to be for. You can stitch them all out, connect them together, make something nice and big. You can make little coasters. You can do really whatever you want. My real dream is taking them and shrinking them down as much as the machine will let me and make earrings out of them. But they're going to be pretty big still, but I still think they would be really cute. There's a few designs in there and they're really pretty. Now they do look a little like freestanding lace, however they're thicker, so they look like real crochet. So that's the cool thing. Who said, who cares about orange? I raised my hand and smiled on you. I love that. No, actually, orange is one of my favorite colors. It's just when it comes to holidays, I am the fight the man girl. So like Christmas, I like to do like blues and pinks, but I really like it. I don't like the color red, so I try to stay away from it as much as possible. My Christmas tree always looks like Dr. Seuss threw up on it. Ta-da! Okay. All right. So let's head over to the Meridian. It's over here today. And I'm just going to talk about some tips and tricks with the crochet. It's pretty simple and they're really easy to do. So let's head on over there. Let me get the camera going here. Oh, wrong camera, but we will be using that here in a minute. Okay, so let me work my way over. Remember, I got to hobble a little bit and I'm tangled up. So hopefully you guys can hear me still pretty good. And I'm going to bring the iPad for questions. And I'm just going to set it right next to me. Okay. All right. Am I there? Okay. So as we know, we have seen that there are new crochet designs in the Meridian 2, Altair 2, and the upgrades. Remember, I have the upgrade, so it won't say 2 on my screen. And that's just because I have a machine. I really didn't need the whole thing, So they are in embroidery. So let me move the cursor out of the way. That's going to be all in my way and annoying. There we go. All right, so to find them, they're going to be in, hello, Georgia. They're going to be in embroidery. And then we're going to look under the number 2 tab here. And these are where your new designs have fallen. So when on the first version of the Meridian, you just had these 3 categories up here, but now we've got new ones down here. And number 9 is your, are your crochet designs. Sorry, Tallahassee talking there. So if I select that, I've got 5 beautiful designs that I can play with. Today I was playing with number 3, but I have done number 5, and I'm pretty sure I've shown you guys this. So let's see. I'll show you when the lighting is better, but these are the little butterflies. Now I know you're going to ask me, I know what you're going to ask is, can we connect these together in the hoop? I haven't figured out a way to do that yet, so I hand stitch these together. I don't suggest that. I suggest getting on your sewing machine and just stitching them together because that hurt. I'm just going to tell you right now that hurt. Actually, I'm holding them backwards. This is where they look more gorgeous. But I'll show you what it looks like in better lighting here in just a moment. Today, I was playing with this design. Oh, it's so pretty. And that's not showing the purple thread very well, but you'll see it here in a minute. But that's number 3. Under the sea. The sea is couching. Very good. Diane, no, it does not. So we're going to go to number 3. And for our sake right now, you know, they come in as a light color. We're going to hit set, and then I'm going to select edit and change the color for you. Okay. Let's do, can we see that okay on screen? Yeah, we can see that. Let's go look just a hair darker. There we go. All right. So here's the design, and I have my grid on. I've been working on some stuff. Okay. So here's my design. What stabilizer? I tried it and got caught in my machine. Oh, well, I'm going to go over all that, Judy. 1 second. I'm going to give you all the tips and tricks here. Nope, Patty, it does not. And the Solaris does not have that. And when the live is over, go back to the very beginning of the video and I explain why. Okay, so here we go, right here. Now, if I wanted to just stitch this guy out, that's great. I can jump on over to embroidery and just stitch it out. But remember, we have a really cool feature that is now built in with the Altair 2, Meridian 2, and the upgrades. What if you wanted to do multiple of them? So we're going to go to our little border feature here, and we're going to select this little guy with multiple boxes. And what this is called is the matrix feature. And what the matrix feature does is put a ton of them on the page. Whatever hoop you select, it's going to fill it up to the correct amount. So I'm going to tap on that, and I'm going to tell it I'm using my 9 by 14 or my 9.5 by 9.5, whatever hoop you're using. So let's pretend like we were doing 9 by 14. And let me give you a tip here. So if we wanted to stitch these out and sew them all together to make like a big, like little runner or something right here, what you want to do is keep them as close as possible at this point. Okay. We're going to set it and we're going to go okay and embroider. We're going to stitch these out now together. You see how they're almost touching? When you take this out of your hoop, and I'll talk about stabilizer and all that in a minute. When we take this out of the hoop, before we dunk it, because you're going to use a wash away stabilizer, before you dunk it in the water, you're going to take it over to your sewing machine and stitch these together. So much easier than having them all separated, right? Having them all separated and then trying to stitch them together. Then you can dunk the whole thing as a piece. So hopefully that makes sense. Now, What if I'm not going to use my 9.5 by 14? I can just go back here and let's go back to the matrix. Let's say we were using a 5 by 7. There we go. I'm only going to get 2 in a 5 by 7 because they are pretty big designs. They're 3 inches, you know, so it's a pretty good size. Lynn, I have not tried that yet. You can definitely try that. So how you would do that, let me show you. How you would do that is you see these buttons right here. So we can get them either further apart. Now this, you can use this feature on any design you have in the machine, or you can get them closer together and you can have them physically touching. But remember, this stitching is super thick. So you may have a little trouble right here. You can definitely try it. I would, you know, just test it out and see. So you could, you know, try it. I haven't done it yet, but just for safety reasons and for my machine, I would get them as close as possible where they're not touching, but super close, and then use like a tack stitch. And I'll show you all that on the machine here a little bit, what stitch I would use to stitch them together. Basically, it's a stitch that you would use for your button sew on. Ooh, easy. Same color thread, all that. Okay. So on the machine part, but let me go back. Let me go back because I'll show you one more thing. Let's get all of them in here again. How many it'll let me fill up the hoop with. Oops, 9 by 14. 9 by 14. Nope, wrong way. Directionally challenged here. So 9 by 14 will have 1, 2, 3, 10 of them. And if I spread them out, if I use that to spread them out, then I can do that. But hold on one second. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to where they were. Okay. What if you needed them all spread out together, but in different, you know, you're going to use this button right here. So that's going to move them all away. Let's say you were stitching one out at a time to give to your friends to make. These would be really pretty Christmas ornaments. So now there we go. You know, I didn't hit set, and then I would just embroider it. I'd just go to embroidery and embroider it out. Now, what it does do, regardless of what, let me hit return here. Let me just show you something else with the matrix feature. Let's go choose, and I may have already shown this to you guys. So the matrix feature is really great because if I wanted to make these into patches or something like that, and I spread them all apart, well, doesn't matter if you spread them apart or not, and I hit set and okay, what it's going to do automatically in the embroidery screen is group your light colors together. So that means that color number 1 is going to stitch here, 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 here. And why is that important? Because it keeps the balance of your, let's say you were doing them all on cotton fabric. By the time, if you stitch this one out, all together, this one out, all together, by the time you get down to these guys, your fabric might have some weird puckering. But when you do it like all number 1, color 1, then color 2, then color 3, then color 4, then color 5, it helps the integrity of the design. So I hope that makes sense. But it's a really cool little feature. But let's get back to our crochet design. Okay, so I'm not stitching one out in front of you. Why? Because they take a while. This one takes 30 minutes. Okay, so that's quite a bit, right? That's quite a long time. But look how gorgeous it is. Look at that. So you can see how it looks more crocheted than it does a freestanding lace design. It's nice, it's chunky, it's thick. But let me show you the butterflies. And I know y'all have seen these, but this one is the 2-color one. So it has 2 colors. Look how, well, look how pretty they are. So, and Jory, I owe you some of these. I know I do. So this color lays down before the white. And so you can really make these any colors you want. They're quite lovely. And again, I hand stitch these together. Do not suggest that. You can either use a zigzag stitch or that little stitch that is on your that you have for to sew a button on. Now, what stabilizer am I using? Well, I know this is a dense design. So what I used, nice to make a can. Oh, Jean, cute idea. You could wrap it around a candle holder. Oh, so cute. Oh, love your idea. Might steal that one. I have hooped here 2 layers of a dissolve away mesh. Yes, variegated thread, Patty, would be so pretty. And I've actually seen it at Baby Lock Tech. It's beautiful. Yes. So this is a two layers up. And why did I decide on that? Because this design is pretty dense. And even though most of the stabilizer is going to wash away, it still leaves a little bit in there, meaning like some of the, think of it as a glue when it's washing away. So I thought, why not just do double? And they come out so pretty in the double. So I was very happy with that. And it's just a wash away mesh. Have I tried the clear stuff? I forget the name of it every time when we talk about it. No. So, but I would just, if you can, double up on that. What is that stuff called? Badge Master, maybe? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Patty, going back up to the multiple ones in the hoop, it is so much less headache for you if you stitch them together while they're in the stabilizer before ducking them, I promise. Okay. All right. So what I would do next with this, now, what I have used is a 75 embroidery needle. That's all I use. Nothing special. What thread did I use? Honestly, I have a Floriani thread in there. So you will want to wind a bobbin. This is a 40 weight. You can try it with a 60 weight, but I wound the bobbin in the exact same color. So that way, when we look at it from the back, it's the same color. So tip number 1, tip number 2, really. Well, tip number 1, 75 needle. Tip number 2, wind your embroidery thread on a bobbin the same color as your top thread. Tip number 3, 2 layers of your mesh or whatever wash away you're using. Just seemed to work good for me. Now, let's talk about finishing this little guy up. So we're going to jump over to another area in the room. I'm going to pop this out of the tube. Actually, you know, this will be best to cut this right here. Let me grab some scissors. And I am using like these are like if I need paper, cut paper or anything. So I'm just grabbing them and I'm just cutting close. That's all you gotta do. And now you guys who have done freestanding lace before, you know what I'm doing. You got this. But for people who have never done it before, you're just going to trim really close to the edge. I like to get as close as possible, but not close enough to cut any of the threads because we don't want that. So there she is. She's done. She's pretty. Let's take her over to another little area in the sewing room, and hopefully the lighting's okay. Oh, okay. I'm getting tethered. I'm just hoping I can reach, but I don't think I can. 1 second. All right. I'm losing stuff now. Oh no. See, this is why I've got to get my new room set up big time, because this is becoming a hassle. I wish you could see this. All right, so let's switch over to the eye run. And, you know, I'm not happy with that view. Let's go somewhere else. I thought I could do something here. I did it earlier. There we go. Okay, there we go. You can see somewhat now, right? And if you'll give me a split second, I'm going to untangle myself. All right, so let's head over to this area here. I am still tangled up. 1 second. The joys of professional filming. This is professional, if you didn't know. Okay, so here we go. Now, I can't see any of your questions right now, but I'm just going to walk through this. Okay, you ready? All right. So what I use with either freestanding lace or these freestanding crochets is, of course, I have an iron that's warming up. This is my awesome Aliso iron that I absolutely love. It gets really hot. A bowl of water, and I've just got regular water. I don't have like a temperature or anything. I just put tap water in there. I use Faultless Magic. I've used them all. Like, I don't know, I just picked this one up just because it's a little stiffer. And then I have like a napkin that's going to be my pressing cloth. Because it's cotton, I'm going to use that. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to drop it in there and then let everything dissolve. How long? I don't know. I usually let it sit in there for maybe 10, 15 minutes. But all that's going to dissolve away. So we're going to put that to the side. And then when it's dry, you can do this when it's, mostly dry. You may have it like kind of, folding up, not acting right. So what I do is on the back side, and you'll be able to tell the front side from the back side because it's really pretty on the front. And on the back, it looks like it's not as pretty. But you can see how stiff this thing is. So what I'm going to do is lay it upside down, and I like to use a wool mat. I'm going to take my cotton fabric. Notice I didn't spray it before. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to spray it afterwards. Does that make sense? Not really, but it does. I'm going to spray it pretty good, but it does make sense a little bit. So it's going to soak through. I'm going to press it through. Oh, now the stuff's all over my hand. I'm going to press it through. I didn't want to just spray it like directly on that. So I'm going to move this over a little bit. And now I'm just going to take my iron and press it. I'll just hold it there for a few minutes. And this technique seems to work really good for me. But with embroidery thread, you really don't want to press on it. And it can be just depending on the embroidery thread. It can, I hate to say melt it or distort it a little bit. So I always have some sort of protection on top here. And you can see it sticking to it. And ta-da, it's done. It's perfectly flat and nice and warm and toasty. So, I mean, it's not a whole, lot of instruction, but it's definitely, that thing is solid, but it's beautiful. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention to you, and let's jump back over to the machine real quick. Real quick, like. One of the other important, very important things that you want to do when stitching these out. Now, this is for the crochet designs. I'm not talking about any freestanding lace. That's a trial and error thing. Is in your settings, you want to make sure that your max embroidery speed is at the highest level. Why? I don't know. It just works best that way. So you want to make sure that your max embroidery speed is at the max. So this machine is 1050. Okay, the other thing, your embroidery foot height, keep it at the default at 0.060. A lot of times when I'm doing in the hoop projects, I raise this up because I want that foot higher. But this one, keep it at its default. You don't want it too high. So, those are my tips and tricks, and I am having beautiful success with these. And what I want to do with this set here is do multiple colors. So, some pink ones, some, really pretty orange ones, some purple, I've got purple, some blue, some yellow, and then just kind of all stitch them together into some sort of shape. I don't know what yet. I'm just going to stitch out a bunch of them, but they're so pretty and I love that. So hopefully that helps you guys with learning a little bit about getting everything back together here, about the crochet designs. They're just fun. What are they there for? For fun. And we like fun, right? Right. One sec. I'm getting myself back together here. Only take me a second. So if you're rewatching this on the replay, please skip forward a couple seconds. All right, now I am going to be moving this camera. Oh, I shouldn't have done that in front of you, should I have? Here, you don't need to see everything that's happening over in my land. What is on my machine? I saw something on there. Okay. Let's come back over to me because I'd rather you see this than my floor. Hey, okay. We're going to be moving the camera over to the Solaris because there were some questions about, and this is the camera I use if you've never seen it before. And we're going to put her right here because there were some other questions about the buttonholes and using the buttonhole covers. They're really cute, and I'm going to show you how to use them. They're pretty easy to use. If you have a and I hope I'm getting this question right, and maybe we can do a little mock-up here. Let's grab a piece of fabric. Always have fabric nearby, don't I? And it would be a little bit different process if this is going to be really bad, but it'll work for us, right? It'd be a little bit of a different process for the Meridian or the Altair, too, because oh, I don't have my hoop on. I mean, well, I say my hoop, excuse me. I don't have my modular on. So I'll show you how to design them, and then maybe I'll make a little video later, because if you're doing it on pre-existing buttonholes, then you would actually have to have your actual arm on to do that. So like I said, I've been sewing. But let me show you what everyone's talking about here. And let me see if there's any questions real quick. That's right. Just regular embroidery. Yep, Cindy, just regular embroidery thread. Have I used cotton thread? Not for that yet. I am one, Roseanne, if you go back to the beginning of the video when it's posted, I went all over that for you, why they did that. Okay, so just regular embroidery. I haven't used cotton thread because I am a traditional person when it comes to doing things. So that means if they say use embroidery thread, I'm going to use embroidery thread. But I know that Jory uses regular cotton sewing thread when she's embroidering, so it may work. Yes, Melody, hello. What about the iron off? Iron off. I don't know what iron off is, to be honest with you. Maybe you can explain it to me. Okay, so we're going to jump over here and talk about that real quick. Now, if you have anything else you want to see, go ahead and type it in now, because this is your Q&A session. But here we go. Okay, yes, there she is. All right, and we are getting a lightning storm right now because, Florida. Okay, so the question that I was asked, and I think I totally kind of skipped over a part of this, is how to use the pretty buttonhole designs that go along with the buttonholes. And I'll show you what those are. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull up a buttonhole. That one's really big. Let's get this one. Let's make it a little smaller. It's two. Nope, it's one. I'm just going to grab one and I'm going to make it small and I'm going to set it here. And then I'm going to rotate it. Let me get my hand out of the way. Let's just rotate it. Okay. So let's zoom in too, because it's kind of hard to see. All right, here's my embroidered buttonhole. But what if I wanted to add one of the pretty designs around it? All you have to do is go to Add, and you go back to wherever your buttonhole designs are. Usually it's number 6. And if you look right here, you have a couple different things. You have your buttonholes tab, and then you have your buttonhole designs. So if I tap on that, and I want to add this one right here, I'm going to hit set. All I would have to do is take this and rotate and then play with it where I want it. So let's say I want it right there. But let's say I also want to, and I can change the size. Remember, we can play with the sizing in these things, but that's actually really pretty. And I'll zoom in a second here. But what if I wanted to add another little flourish to it that's part of this cute little design? We're going to go back to Add. And we're going to go back to number 2. And let's look at this little guy right here. It's a little tulip. And let's zoom in so everybody can see what I'm doing. There we go. And I'm going to rotate it. And I can oops, oh, what did I do? I didn't touch the right thing. There we go. So there's the little flower there. So I can rotate it however I want. And let's say I wanted to go to the side here. I can get it really close and have it come off here. I could tilt it back a little bit. Let's do this. Let's tilt it a little bit using the 1%. So it's hanging out a little bit more towards, there we go, an embroidery. So now I have a little design going around my buttonhole. Now, if you had a pre-made buttonhole, let's say you're hooped it, you've got it hooped in the hoop, and you want to add to this shirt with these pre-made buttonhole or already, buttonholes. All you would have to do is turn to hoop your material, place it onto the machine, and again, I can go over this when my machine is set up, and you're going to take a picture. So you're going to select the little camera here. You're going to select scan. It's not going to let me do it, but it will take a picture of what's in the hoop. And then that way you can move these wherever. Now, if you were just doing the designs and there's already a buttonhole there, we wouldn't need that buttonhole, right? So what we would do is we're going to pretend like that buttonhole isn't there, and we would just move it up on around the pre-made buttonhole and then stitch it out. But remember, we can also, let's return for a second. Let's get rid of that buttonhole. Let's cut that. Let's delete that. Yes. And remember, I can size this, and I can even use my special sizer, that special little digitizer in here to even make it smaller than it's normal. But what it does is it does revert it back to its normal. So if you need it, it reverts it back to its normal position or its natural position. So you would have to rotate it again. But you can also use your fingers or your stylus to change the size as well. Really, you could use these for anything. Look how pretty that design is. Because I can change the size, I can do whatever I want with it because it's my machine and I can do all of it, right? So hopefully in a nutshell that helps, but it sounds like what I'll have to do is hoop up something when my arm is on. Now, can we do this over on the Meridian? I'm pretty sure, yeah. So yeah. The other thing I wanted to show you guys here is, now if you have a Solaris or a new Meridian or Altair 2, let me find where are you? I'm so unprepared. But that's why y'all join me. Y'all like my unpreparedness. If you have an Altair 2, Meridian 2, now you can do couching designs, correct? Well, we can also, oh my gosh, I've lost my tool. And I know I just used it recently. Welcome to my life, I lose everything. What I'm gonna try, maybe I can try to do it. Guess I can't do it that way. All right, don't watch me do this. Close your eyes. You're not seeing what I'm doing here. Okay. One question about couching is how it says in the videos, if you watch the videos, yes, I don't know why. Well, here's my theory why there are no sounds in the videos. You don't need the sounds. That's my theory. Just follow along step by step. But remember, these are recorded in Japan, and it would take a long time to record it in every language, because these get shipped out all over the world. So that's why there's no voiceover. But just watch the videos, and or ask one of us, the Baby Lock educators. We can help you. So this is the couching foot. And what you'll notice is there's a teensy weensy little baby hole. Well, when we put this on, what it tells us to do is move the needle over to a specific area. But when we're in the couching, the couching, how do we do that? Let me push them back a little bit so I can get a little bit closer here. So what you're going to do is you don't have a button on your machine in the embroidery side to move that needle, right? I'll try to get in as close as possible there. So what do we use? We're actually going to use the little knob right here. And it's not the needle that moves, it's the foot that moves. Can you see the foot moving? So you're actually moving the foot, not the needle. So if it tells me to put my needle in this little, I guess this would be considered the left-hand side, we're going to twist it towards us. If for some reason you need to tweak it, you can twist it away from us. But that's how you do that. It's really easy, but I would use a little turner. Don't use your fingers. It actually hurts. I'm hurting right now, but I hurt for you. Okay, so that was another question. But let's see what else, other questions I have real quick. I'm going to go back. Ashley. Hey, did you see, okay, Ashley, can you put, if you have any more of the Halloween kits, fat quarter kits, will you put your link in so we can, and Angus, I want Angus to come visit me. Will you put the link in the comments here? Because if I have people come to this class, they may want to do this colorway, which is so cute. And see, Ashley, I put borders on it. Okay, all right. Let's see. So, okay, Stacy, here we go. Good question. Can we design our own crouching embroidery? Heck yeah, you can, but you got to have palette 11. And let me tell you why. Because Jory has designed some new couching designs, and they're all Halloween. And she did it all in palette. And I'm not sure if they're still for sale. You can ask her. But yes, she does that. And you might want to get with her. And she's at Sewing Hoopla. Let's see. Can Jory add her? Yep, I will get that on there. Let me see if I can type it in here. Yay. Let's do sewing hoopla. Okay. I'm trying to get that in here real quick. Aha, here you go. So here is hopefully, well, I typed it in. If you tap on where it says sewing hoopla, that should take you to her page. And then dog. I know this is a little boring here. This part. Okay. Here's Dogwood Trail Quilt Company, where if you want to look for some fat quarters or anything like that, or her beautiful lines of fabric. Y'all know I get a lot of my fabric from Ashley. So you have Floriani Knot Palette. That I'm not quite sure. You might, like I said, get with Jory and see what she says about that, because I'm not quite sure. Because I am not good at the software as good as I would like to be. I would love to be good at the software. I was really good with Hope's software because I had more time to work on it. That was Craft and Cut and Embellish. But this one it's very amazing and intense, and I love it. And I wish I'm just gonna have Jory train me. I think that would be the best thing. But okay, so any questions about anything? Anything you want to know? I have both machines on, or life questions. What's the meaning of life? I don't know. Yes, I do. The meaning of life is to sew and have fun. Just saying. Absolutely. You guys are so great. I really appreciate y'all spending time with me on Sundays. And again, sorry for last Sunday. Just checking. Am I going to show how to thread? I could, if you want me to, sure. Yarn. Oh, I have some right here. Okay. I have some right here. The best thing to have is the thread stand on, which on my Solaris, it always has that on there. But here's the thing, I don't have one for my Meridian. So what I had to do was kind of make a pile of the yarn in the back of the machine and kind of help it along. It's a little harder. So make sure you get the thread stand. If you get the upgrade, go ahead with the Meridian 2, Altair 2, purchase the thread stand. It's going to help you tremendously. So basically, as you can see right here, I'm going to pull this off. Let me turn. Okay, there we go. So what you're going to have, and I'll do this kind of with this camera and then the other camera. So what you're going to have is you're going to have your thread stand. You have the foot on. You have this is my guide. Yes, you have the guide right here, and the guide clicks into this little notch right here. So if you're looking up, there's 2 notches. It's the notch closest to you. So you'll clip that on. However, now let me show you real quick. And I'll so you have this guide and this guide. That's where the yarn's going to slip into. So we're going to clip that in, or maybe it's the back one. I'm sorry. On the Solaris, it looks like it's the back one. I don't know. Hold on. Okay, well, on the Solaris, it looks like it's clipping on the back one. And it's not quite fitting. I wonder if this is the one for my Meridian. This must be. So, but it'll work. Okay, so I have my guide on. I've got my foot on. I've got my thread in. And then there's going to be a little curly cue on that foot. So I'm going to start off by kind of showing you far away. So just because I can't get my camera up there, but on your thread stand, you have your little thread holder, right? So you'll want to place it in there. And then you're going to take and place the thread in the top holder. So you're like flossing it, and then in the side holder. Do I have this backwards? Maybe that's my problem. Is that no? I don't know why it's not working. Hold on. See, if you're new to the group, this happens every episode, okay? Well, we're just going to place it there because you're going to get the gist of it. Okay, so we're going to place it in the first one. This has got to be the wrong one. So you'll place it in this one, and then you'll place it in this one here. So it's holding on to it. We're just going to set that there. Now the next, it looks totally wrong, but the next thing we're going to do is switch the camera over to this guy. Okay, so we're going to come around to the side here. So you can see what's happening. And the next thing we want to do is, can you see the curly Q on your foot here? It's back in the back. We're going to take and we're going to get it into that curly Q. Okay. Now, I have lost, because you can, that little metal wire that comes with it, do not lose it. So I have a needle threader right here. And usually what I do, and I'll have to, you don't watch what don't do as I do. Use your tools. Usually what I do is remove the needle and come up. You're going to come up through the bottom of the foot with that little bitty tiny, actually with that other thing you can push down. But since I've lost mine, I have to kind of work it in. There we go. So there it is. And you could probably barely see it, but I'm going to thread my yarn through there to sell lids. I put my lid for my solaris on the room. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about that, Bernie, but it does work. Here's the hard part for me, trying to make it go in that little guy. Okay, here we go. So I've got it in, and now I'm going to pull it through. And usually I kind of pull it kind of taut there. Not taut, but you know, it's there. The next thing is I will put the foot down. Oops. Okay, fine. Stop fussing at me. Let me get out of this screen. Here, set 11. This key cannot be used at this time. Well, when it allows me to put my foot down, I'll put my foot down and then I'll put my needle back in. And that's just to keep the needle out of my way. It's the reason why I do that. And then let's see if no, it won't let me thread the needle. Something's going on. But then I'll thread the needle. Now, when you start, you want to, I'm so sorry, guys. I've had my hand in the way the entire time, haven't I? So there you go. I've got my needle in. And when I start, what I'm going to do is hold a little bit of this guy out here. Making things with beads. Ooh, okay. You know, I should just, you know, I'll get my local Baby Lock dealer to see if she has any. If not, that's a great idea. And then as it goes along, you'll want to monitor what's happening with your yarn on top. Because, you know, it's not something I shouldn't say used to, but you always want to keep an eye on your things, right? So that's how to thread it in a nutshell. Oops, so I hope that helps. I know it's not very fancy. Do you use the normal pin stand for your thread? Oh, yes, like right up here. Yes. So this one right here. Exactly. I try not to, because it would be a mess. So yes, a very good question. Is there a certain yarn that we should use? Now, I kind of learned a lot from Jory this past week about yarn. And what she suggest is let me grab the new yarn I bought because I went and bought a bunch because of her. She definitely is contributing to my bad habits here. She actually tells you on her last live, which was earlier this week. I think it was Tuesday. If you're on her page or you join her page, you'll be able to watch that. But she tells you a lot of different things about the yarn, like what brands she likes best and what size. And like I got this, I don't think you guys can see this, but this has little sparkles in it. It's so pretty. And if you look on here, hopefully you can see that. Can you see the number 4? That's what she suggested. So I got kind of the same with the black, has a little sparkle in it. Can you see that? This is to do with her collection, her design collection for couching that she designed. So it's all Halloween based. And I got this beautiful stuff. I will never use all of this, so I'll use a little bit of it, and maybe I'll send it to my sister-in-law who is in Alaska that makes this. And then I had to get some of this. Pick y'all boys in. Oh, I should have put it in that quilt. Also, guys, they have some cute tea towels. So at Joann's right now that you can put like monograms or something on. Look how cute. And then back in the clearance, because I love to make fabric wreaths. Look, I found this. Just what you wanted to see, I know. So all I know about yarn is she said number 4 because I don't know anything about yarn. And I got some really great yarn, and you know, you can use coupons. Hey, Melinda Bigley. Jory's page is Sewing Hoopla. If you scroll up, I typed in Sewing Hoopla and you should be able to tap on it and go there. Absolutely. But they have 2 thread stand. Is that isn't 2? Yep, you can get that. The 2 thread span. That's what I would get for your Meridian. Just get that 2 whatever thread spans. Ugh. Thanks, Mickey. Okay, any other questions for tonight? Can't think anything, just ask me later. I'll wait patiently right here. So yeah, so that's basically it. So remember, on the 7th of October, this will be a pay class. I would love for you to come. It'll be a lot of fun. Yeah. Yes, Brenda, I can just pop it up. Well, yeah, let's not do that. Let me get the camera on. It's probably best. I think I can do something and usually it turns out disastrous. Okay. So here we go. All right, so there it is. Don't judge my yarn, but I would keep it in. I don't know just yet, Jean. I'm going to get all that information out for y'all soon. So I do wrap it around that to keep it in, but you'll want to make like a little pool of it. So that would be the best. So there it is. And you can see it's coming down, 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 down into there. Okay. 1 second. Let me jump back on here. Let me get my face on here. Okay, so with the Baby Lock website, they are still updating it. I'm not sure how it's going to work with Sew Ed. So what I would do is I would definitely go to Baby Lock's page and use their contact and either call them or leave them. You're able to leave a message and they will contact you back, and they will be able to help you with any of the website, Sew Ed, all that questions. So remember, they're amazing. They actually are there in St. Louis answering your calls and answering your emails and all that. It's pretty cool. It's really cool. And again, I saw it with my own eyes. Oh, thanks. Picking Laverne. I love that name. You could, yeah, Melody, you could try that. Try what and see whatever works for you. Like I've had to like make a little plop of it behind my machine and that worked. Okay, good. I'm glad. How about making a ball of yarn and then out in a bowl? Yeah, yeah. That was what, yeah. I just did a Google search for Meridian threads and then got lots of links for 2 threads. So yeah. Always start. I'm gonna always say this, always start with your local baby lock dealer. And the reason is we want to keep our brick and mortar stores alive. That's what keeps us going. So start with them first. And yeah, see if they can get that in for you. All right. Well, I'm not getting a lot of questions here, so I'm going to call it a day. I hope you guys have a great week. If you have any more questions, just post them up and I'll get to them. If y'all need anything, just holla. And I'll see you guys again next week, next Sunday. You still have to be there and direct your army. Yeah, yeah. Mickey, you're so right. With this, you want to make sure that you stay with your yarn. Don't turn around. Don't walk away. It's just because, I mean, it's yarn. It's like I would just be careful with that. Ooh, perfect, Brenda. Yep, perfect. I need to get one too. All right. Well, I hope you guys all have a wonderful week, and I hope to see you all again next week. Thank you again so much for joining on and supporting the group. And I will get the flyer up for the class so you'll know all the information about it. And there you go. All right. So remember to shop local, shop small, and I'll see you guys next week. If you need anything in the meantime, just shout out. Bye. Have a great one.